Well, hello. This is Carl Raschke. I'm the Director of Curation at the Edge 166 Artspace in Carrollton, Texas, and also coordinator for events with the Global Art and Ideas Nexus. And I'm also a professor at the University of Denver. And so we're here to have a conversation with one of our artists at the Edge 166 Artspace, somebody whose work I really admire, and we're very honored and happy to have him opening this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Our address is 2425 West Parker Road in Carrollton, Texas, 75010. And the title of the show is Enchanted Landscapes of Chimayó. Is that how you pronounce it? Chimayó? Yeah, Chimayó, yes. And land photography of northern New Mexico. So, Robert, I know this show, these photographs showed at the Goddard Center in Ardmore, Oklahoma a few months ago. And of course, the Goddard Center is a major arts venue for the Southwest. Tell us a little bit about who you are. I know commercial photography, I know is your profession, but why you chose this particular subject matter and how you came up with these pictures, which are absolutely stunning in my estimation.
Thank you. Well, my name is Robert Smartt, and I'm a photographer here in southern Oklahoma, but as it states in most of my websites and whatnot, I have camera and will travel. And I take my camera with me everywhere I go, and I have a really good friend out in New Mexico, and I was there maybe the 7th time in 1 year and was looking for a spiritual place, and she offered the sanctuary at Chimayó and Tent Rock National Monument for me to go, and she said, "You ought to take your camera." And I did, and they just presented themselves that day, and the landscapes and the Mother Nature was very kind to me that day, so the pictures turned out very well. I think it was my first attempt at landscapes.
Well, now tell us a little bit about the location itself, Chimayó, and it's a church, right? And it's a historic site. It's got a kind of, well, as the famous art critic Walter Benjamin would say, an aura about it. It's got this kind of distinct presence, and I suppose if you're into that kind of thing, a kind of sense of spiritual power about it. And I think one of the most interesting aspects of your exhibit is the way you kind of captured that kind of haunting sense of the ancient spiritual dimensions of that whole region, not just through the icons and the statues that are associated with the church, which is also a site of pilgrimage at Chimayó, but also in the canyon-lands, the majestic rock formations with their swirling, almost vortex-like immensity to them. And so, I mean, when you look at these photographs, I mean, how else can I say it? I mean, you really get a sense of spiritual majesty and power.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And like you said, the pilgrimage that people take there's 300,000 people that make that pilgrimage every year to Chimayó, and either to mourn or to praise. What I photographed is more of the mourning chapel with the U. And, it just really moved me. I was at a place in my life I had recently gotten sober, and just really needed to find a spiritual place that day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, dude, tell me, I mean, you've obviously, you got an incredible eye. I mean, these are not, my vacation kind of pictures. I mean, each one, you get, I guess I would call it a sense of energy in the landscape, but also, you know, a sense of the deepness and richness of the heritage behind it. You talk about the pilgrimage of 300,000 people. Do you know much about the site itself, and why is it so venerated? Why do people go there? I mean, I know there are legends about about miracles and healings that have taken place at the location.
Oh, definitely. There's some miracle earth there that is blessed by the saints that are on staff there. That people, when I was there was a couple from LA that had ridden their bikes there just so they could bathe in the dirt.
Huh.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it moved me, and I couldn't photograph inside the chapels. You have to get written consent from the diocese, but I plan to go back there and do that, and I've been granted permission since then.
Yeah, so you're gonna take this further. Can you kind of tell our viewers a little bit about your own history? You know, your own quest. You know, I know you do a lot of weddings and you know, family pictures for a living and so forth, but this is this I mean, this is a very significant venture of yours, right? You know, forward into what we might call you know, artistic photography, you know, as opposed to commercial photography. I mean, you obviously capture a lot of moments here, you know, whether you intended it or not. No, it's probably not fair to ask a photographer, okay, what did you have in mind here? You see something and it just comes out, but you know, one of the things I noticed about the exhibit is the way in which these openings of rocks and these you know, swirling, sinuous rock formations seem to be one of the real standout aspects of so many of your landscape impressions. Was there some reason you were attracted to that? I mean, you just get a sense of power of the location when you look at these photographs.
Right. I think that I noticed what Mother Nature did to those. I mean, it took so much time and effort on her part. Yeah. Just as my spiritual journey, you know, there's a certain similarity between me and those rocks, I think, and anybody with the pressure of life and just the way it molds us. And I wanted to try to capture in my photography those rocks and portray myself into them to say, you know, it's a never-ending construction. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Those are probably two of the most spiritual places I've visited in around Santa Fe, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you go down the line of photographs, you feel like you're almost on your own kind of pilgrimage, or on a quest. And you know, I know you've been on your own kind of quest in many ways, right? I mean, you were sharing with me how photography became a form of healing for you. Is that accurate to say?
That is accurate to say. You know, in my artist statement, I state that I think I've always been a photographer, but I haven't always had a camera. Yeah. And what I mean by that, you know, I was homeless for almost 15 years. And, you know, I've always watched people and, you know, never really included.
Right.
And, I think that really trained an eye for me, because I would watch those families that I could see going to church or whatever and never really thought I would fit in, and I would just notice those moments in those families and watch the children and the people, how they interact, and really just thought, I mean, it would produce a longing in me. And once I found that camera, I was like, wow, I think I can capture some of that. And then after I'd been sober for a number of years, I went to the landscapes and tried to, it evoked something into me that I thought I could capture that would be symbolic of my own path.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's definitely very powerful, and in some ways, I think it's overwhelming in a good way. One more question. You sort of alternate in this exhibit between color and black and white. If I could ask what might sound like a kind of unprofessional question is, under what conditions did you choose to do color, and under what conditions did you choose black and white for some of these magnificent landscapes?
Well, some say that color photography is a picture and black and white photography captures a soul.
Yeah.
And I don't know who said that, but I did all the pictures in both black and white and color, and then I chose between the two, whichever one spoke to me and presented itself in a way that I think would be worthy of a wall.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so one more time, everybody is invited to come out to the opening this Sunday, September 13th, 2 to 5 p.m. at the Edge 166 Artspace at Theater 166, 2425 West Parker Road, Carrollton, Texas 75010. And Robert will be there to meet and greet and talk and see, what is a stunning pageantry of photos of both sacred icons, sacred places, and natural surroundings, which have their own kind of supernatural quality to them. So
I look forward to it.
all right. Thank you.
Thanks, Carl.